everyone! This is Teacher Jean. How are you today? I hope you are doing great. So what's up, guys? Are you all ready? Well, that's good to hear. That means you are very much willing to learn. And for today's lesson, we are going to talk about analysis of business transactions. Our objective for today is to be able to identify, analyze, and measure business transactions. So let's start our lesson with some sort of brain exercise. All you have to do is to identify the words being illustrated. Very good! The correct word is debit. And for our next word, very good. The word is credit. So what are business transactions? Yes, correct. Business transactions are exchanges of equal monetary value. And this definition implies the following understanding. Number 1. For every value received, another value is given away as an exchange. And number 2. These values are measured in terms of pesos, which are presumed to be equal. To summarize, in every transaction, there is a value received. We call it debit. And a value parted with, we call it credit. And this is the give and take process of accounting as expressed in the equation. Your debit, or the value received, is equal to your credit, or the value parted with. So how are business transactions analyzed? Business transactions are analyzed based on the point of view of the business. So if the transaction is purchased or bought, it is the business that is buying. If the transaction is sold, it is the business that is selling. If the transaction is paid, it is the business that is paying. If the transaction is collected, it is the business that is collecting. And of course, if the transaction is rendered services, it is the business that is rendering services and not the other way around. Don't forget this. Always consider yourself as the business when making the analysis. The value received or the debit should be the first one to be determined before the value parted with or the credit. To test your ability in transaction analysis, let us have a dry run or a drill. Let us try this. If I'll give you a piece of chalk and you will give me an eraser as an exchange, can you determine the value received and the value parted with? If your answer is the value received is a piece of chalk and the value parted with is an eraser, then you got the correct answer. You will then say debit chalk and credit eraser. So let's try it again. If I am going to give you a spoon and you are to give me a fork as an exchange, can you now determine the value received and the value parted with? Very good! The value received is spoon and the value parted with is the fork. You will then say debit spoon and credit fork. Now let us have this illustration. Bought a car for cash worth 650,000 pesos. The following questions are answered for your guide. Number 1. Who bought the car? The answer is the business, and that is identifying. Number 2. What is the value received? And the answer is the car, and that is analyzing. Number 3. What is the value parted with? And the answer is the cash, and that is again analyzing. Number 4. What is the peso equivalent of these exchanges? And the answer is 650,000 pesos, and that is measuring. We then say debit card 650,000 pesos and credit cash 650,000 pesos. And now let's move on with our evaluation. Just read the question carefully and choose the letter of your choice. The transaction is bought shop equipment for cash worth 805,000 pesos. Number 1 question. What is the value received? A. Cash. B. Car. C. 805,000 pesos. D. Shop equipment. The answer is D. Shop equipment. Number 2. What is the value parted with? A. Car. B. Cash. C. Accounts receivable. D. Shop equipment. The correct answer is B. Cash. Number 3. Who bought the equipment? A. The business. B. The receivables. C. The customers. D. All of the above. The correct answer is A. The business. Number 4. What is the peso equivalent of the exchange? A. 805,000 pesos. B. 850,000 pesos. C. 800,050 pesos. D. 800,500 pesos. The correct answer is A. 805,000 pesos. Number 5. Which of the following statement is correct? A. The values are measured in terms of dollars. B. Every value measured is presumed to be unequal. C. For every value received, another value is given away as an exchange. D. For every value received, there is no other value given away as an exchange. The correct answer is letter C. For every value received, there is a value given away as an exchange. And for our next activity, journalize the following transactions. Number 6. Sold an old typewriter for cash, worth 30,000 pesos. The correct answer is debit cash 30,000 pesos and credit office equipment 30,000 pesos. Number 7. Bought office supplies on credit from Santos Office Supplies 25,000 pesos. The correct answer is debit office supplies 25,000 pesos and credit accounts payable 25,000 pesos. Number 8. Paid the account with Santos Office Supplies 25,000 pesos. Refer that on your transaction number 7. The correct answer is debit accounts payable 25,000 pesos and credit cash 25,000 pesos. Number 9. Bought an office table on account from MCOR and a promissory note was issued. The correct answer is debit furnitures and fixtures 50,000 pesos and credit notes payable 50,000 pesos. Number 10. Paid your account with MCOR 50,000 pesos and get back the promissory note issued. The correct answer is debit notes payable 50,000 pesos and credit cash 50,000 pesos. Congratulations! Well done! And for your assignment, this is good for 10 points. You can send me your answers via Messenger. And the question is, in your own words, how important is the proper analysis of business transactions?
And for the rubrics, you will get 5 points if you have stated clearly its importance, 3 points for the spelling and sentence construction, 2 points for the uniqueness of your idea, for a total of 10 points. Good luck, guys!
And that's the end of our lesson for today. I hope that you have learned something from me. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. Keep safe, have a good day, and God bless.